Behind the humor, though, there was something genuinely touching about the exchange. Joy, a trailblazer for women in television, has long used her platform to discuss serious issues with a comedic edge. Sarah, who rose to fame through her boundary-pushing stand-up and irreverent comedy specials, shares a similar ethos. That brief moment, spontaneous, funny, and completely unfiltered, felt like a culmination of decades of work by women who refused to play it safe in a male-dominated industry. By the time the segment ended, fans were already calling it one of the most iconic episodes of The View in recent memory. Memes flooded Reddit. Reaction videos hit TikTok. One user hilariously dubbed it the lesbian energy we didn't know we needed, while another wrote, "That kiss cured my seasonal depression." Joy and Sarah were now trending on multiple platforms, not for controversy but for delight, which felt like a rarity in modern media. The next day, the moment was recapped on every major entertainment outlet, morning show, and digital news platform. YouTubers broke it down frame by frame, body language experts weighed in, and TikTok users lip-synced their own versions of the kiss. The internet had a field day, and fans demanded a follow-up episode featuring the duo. Petitions circulated online to have Sarah return as a recurring guest, or even better, a permanent co-host. That single humorous act had sparked a wave of joyful discourse, pushing back against the often toxic online chatter. Both Sarah and Joy leaned into the buzz. Sarah tweeted, "I kissed a legend and I liked it," adding a heart emoji and a lipstick kiss gif. Joy, ever the humorist, shared a clip of the moment with the caption, "Still got it, baby." The banter between them continued for days on social media, delighting fans who felt they were witnessing something more than just a fleeting on-screen moment. It became a reminder of why people fell in love with television in the first place, for its ability to surprise, to entertain, and to connect. In the weeks that followed, there was even talk of Sarah and Joy collaborating on a podcast together, jokingly called Mint Condition. While nothing official was confirmed, the mere possibility had fans excited. Rumors circulated that the two had been offered a joint Netflix special, a sort of comedic cross-generational conversation about life, love, politics, and maybe even a reenactment of the now infamous kiss. Power of the moment rested not just in its shock value, but in its emotional resonance. Challenged norms, invited laughter, and sparked dialogue. People from all walks of life, young and old, men and women, LGBTQ+ and allies, felt included in the humor, the spontaneity, and the underlying message of friendship and boldness. In a time where divisiveness is so often the norm, this moment offered a spark of unity through shared laughter. Months later, retrospectives would still bring it up as one of the highlights of daytime TV that year. Award shows included the kiss in their montage reels. Fan art appeared on Instagram. The moment had grown beyond its 5 seconds of airtime. It had turned into a cultural milestone. Sarah and Joy would go on to discuss the moment during interviews, each offering their perspective with a healthy dose of humility and humor. Sarah joked that she'd never kiss on the first interview again unless mints were involved. Joy declared she had finally gotten a kiss she'd remember better than her high school prom. It became clear that what started as a kiss ended up being a love letter to the unpredictable joy of live television, the enduring power of women in comedy, and the simple beauty of human connection. Sarah Silverman's locking lips with Joy Behar. Yep, it happened live on air. And the audience ate it up. It was one of those unscripted, blink and you miss it television moments that instantly gets etched into pop culture history. Kind of spontaneous interaction that, even in the age of curated content and PR-managed appearances, feels deliciously raw, human, and honest. As Sarah Silverman sat across from Joy Behar on the brightly lit set of The View, the air was thick with a mix of admiration, comedic tension, and the kind of bold unpredictability that daytime television rarely delivers anymore. Sarah wasn't just a guest that day, she was a force, and when forces collide, sparks are inevitable. What followed was part dare, part homage, and all showbiz. Sarah leaned in with the kind of exaggerated hesitation that only comedians can pull off without it seeming forced. Her eyebrows arched theatrically, a playful smirk teasing the edge of her lips before she closed the distance between her and Joy. And then, just like that, 2 generations of comedy royalty shared a moment that would make headline fodder for days. Joy, ever the sport, didn't flinch. She puckered up and met Sarah halfway, resulting in a smooch that, while brief, held the weight of decades of defiant feminist comedy. Ana Navarro, never one to miss a beat, quipped with a sparkle in her voice, "How's the breath situation over there, Joy?" The audience burst into laughter again, as cameras panned to the infamous bowl of mints perched at the Hot Topics table like a silent guardian of on-air freshness. "Maybe we should have handed Sarah one before she dove in," Anna continued, only half joking, her voice dripping with her signature deadpan delivery. Joy fired back just as quick. "Darling, I come minty fresh, always." The back and forth was electric, the kind of spontaneous magic that producers dream of and viewers rarely get to witness anymore. What made the moment even more special was what it represented beneath the surface. It wasn't just a kiss. It was a spontaneous act of mutual respect, comedic chemistry, and feminist power. Here were two unapologetically bold, brilliantly funny women, both with storied careers and legions of fans, connecting in a moment of televised intimacy that said, "We're here. We're fearless. And we're having fun." It was almost poetic, a quick kiss wrapped in years of trailblazing, boundary-pushing careers. A wink to every woman who ever had to fight twice as hard to be heard, to be seen, to be funny on her own terms. What followed in the studio after that unexpected kiss was nothing short of electric. The studio audience, already in high spirits, erupted into applause and laughter. Several people jumped up in their seats, clapping wildly as if they had just witnessed a historic event, which in some ways they had. Joy Behar and Sarah Silverman, two comedic powerhouses known for pushing boundaries and challenging norms, had just delivered a moment that embodied the very spirit of The View, candid, surprising, and wholly unscripted. Backstage, the producers scrambled to capture every angle for social media. Within minutes, short clips of the smooch began making the rounds online, captioned with everything from TV gold to Joy and Sarah forever. Fans on Twitter and Instagram started weighing in, many amused, others inspired. Some hailed it as a symbol of female camaraderie, others just appreciated the sheer hilarity of two icons locking lips on live television without hesitation. Meanwhile, Sarah, known for her edgy, self-aware humor, was clearly reveling in the spontaneity of the moment. "You don't get these kinds of memories every day," she joked to the crew during the commercial break. One minute you're talking about politics and pop culture, the next minute you're swapping lipstick with Joy Behar. The remark sent Joy into another round of laughter, dabbing at her mouth with a tissue and exclaiming, "Well, honey, now we're bonded for life." Back on air, Whoopi Goldberg leaned into the fun, offering her own commentary with that unmistakable grin. "Now that's how you say goodbye, baby," she said, waving a hand theatrically. Sunny Hostin, ever the measured voice of the panel, chimed in with a mock-serious tone. "Do we need to consult HR about this? 'Cause I feel like that was the most consensual kiss I've seen in years." The room once again erupted with laughter.